William Hunt Savile Row sponsors the Trilby Tour, the perfect gentleman's playground.
The 2015 Trilby Tour once again provided a plethora of precise performances from players purporting to be paragons of perfection, except when they messed up in magnificent and mesmerising style. Tonight, it's time to chuckle at the clunkers from plonkers in bunkers, laugh at the drives that take a dive, then snigger at the tearaways on the fairways. These may be amateur golfers, but there really is no excuse for golf as bad as this. Before we get stuck into the worst of 2015, let's hear from the faces of the Trilby Tour, Rob Lee and William Hunt.
Thank you, Mac. Yes, last year we were here at this time of the year at Hampstead Golf Club, which is William's golf club. So this year we've come to my golf club, Royal Mid Surrey in Richmond. I've been here, man and boy, a long, long time. Lovely, lovely place. The members are terrific. So we're in the snooker room, and once again at this time of the year we reflect on the Rogues Gallery. How was the standard this year?
The standard of play this year has been massively improved. The players come on, we're getting better and better players. But these guys are amateurs, so don't worry, we've still got plenty of rubbish.
So let's catch up with the real dross first of all at Hanbury Manor.
Yes, the 2015 tour kicked off at Hanbury Manor in Hertfordshire and saw players brimming with confidence ahead of the new season. But don't worry, the course soon kicked it out of them.
This is Bradley Lacey teeing off in the 8th, and I think we can all agree that that is particularly awful. The first entry for Who'd Be a Cameraman this year is from Simon Fillery, who tries to hit Juby. But you must try harder, Simon. This is Jim Dreelan on the 18th, trying to make his shot reach cameraman Doogie. It's not quite got the direction, Jim, but it's a nice effort nonetheless. A better effort here from Trilby regular Justin Hunt on the 16th. It's got the direction, but not quite the legs to reach our Greg.
An intriguing method of exiting a bunker by Robert Hockey on the 9th. Well, it's effective if nothing else. Which is more than could be said for Andrew Doherty on the 18th. Or indeed of this pathetic attempt from Mark Gurney on the 16th. Now from exiting to entering, specifically entering water, this is Gavin Oliver checking out the lake by the 3rd. But after a drop, here he is checking it out again. Yes, it's still there, Gavin. Now back to Mark Gurney for this admirably determined effort to reach the water on the 13th. We knew you could do it, Mr. Gurney. And now a rare entry into the When Rogues Go Right file. Here, Antonio Smith does everything he can to mess up this approach to the 13th, but his ball is simply determined to make it all the way to the pin. Oh, Antonio, you are a jammy so-and-so. It was back to Dalmahoy in week 2 for the Championship of Scotland, and as usual, more than a few players felt a bit of a breeze up their kilt. Stevie Moyer had an excellent round till he decided to approach the 18th, apparently via Arbroath.
Tony Robertson discovers that the only thing worse than going into the gully on the 18th is going over it and falling back into it.
For Who'd Be a Cameraman this week, we had this tee shot from Paul Llewellyn, which looks like it's sure to fly straight into hand, but just overshoots at the last second. Darren Berwick on the 8th goes for a much more direct shot at Matt, but just runs to the right. Oh, unlucky Darren. We're all well used to the bizarre sight of Gary Studdart's swing, and we're all so well used to seeing results like this. As always, Gaza, truly terrible. Gary again on the 16th, and you have to watch closely to see this shot disappear out of the bunker at the speed of light. Monon Valley proved to be the first wet regional championship of the year, which is always good news when it comes to finding specimens for Rogues Gallery. The wind and the rain obviously played havoc with the tee shots of many players, as ably demonstrated by Andrew Macy here on the 14th.
And by Rogues regular Robin Dumelow, also on the 14th. And then by Grant Connell, again on the 14th.
And here is the point where Stephen Potter's tee shot on the 14th finally broke our cold and wet cameraman Dougie.
Oh, dear.
Now, just for a change, Nabil Camille's tee shot on 12 goes to the right instead of the left.
As does Nigel Gardner on the 17th. Well, at least we think that's where he went.
Jason Kirby hits his approach on the same hole straight into the water.
We haven't got a clue what Nigel Gamble is playing at here, and we doubt he has either. It's all very weird.
Brendan Delaney offers us a who'd-be-a cameraman attempt on the 16th, but he shoots way over the top of Matt. This unknown golfer on 16 does much better though, actually hitting poor Dougie right on the shins. Oh!
Young Lewis Scott exits the bunker on the 14th and enters the dock leaves.
And Michael Bond takes several practice swings on 8 so that he can avoid doing this. We weren't sure where this Bryn Cox shot went until we saw the telltale ripples. Here, Trilby failure Darren Goff tries to bluff his way out of a Rogue's appearance on 18, before resorting to direct threats in the hope of getting his own way.
Don't be using that one.
Which he didn't.
The overconfident Yorkshire folk at Hollins Hall always provide us with some memorable mishits, and this year was no different.
Here is Mr. Martin Kent on the 4th, showing us how to dribble your ball into a patch of buttercups, and then how to expertly extract it from that same patch of buttercups. We find Neil Robinson hacking away on the 3rd, determined to make his way into the woods.
Tony Dent here may not be able to sink a simple 2-foot putt, but he's a dab hand, yet picking up.
It being summer in Yorkshire, you'd expect to see some Queen Anne's lace, and thanks to Davis Stockdale, we found some.
This entry for who'd be a cameraman from Graham Oxley on the 9th initially doesn't appear to stand a chance of hitting anyone, but it runs and rolls and eventually makes it all the way to Juby's tripod. A determined effort, Graham. Later, on the 3rd, Johnny Slade takes a much more direct route to Juby, rebounding off his leg. 9 out of 10 there for Johnny.
Ian Thomason now with a couple of Rogues classics. First, the failed bunker exit on 15, followed by the overhit return to the bunker after the previously overhit bunker escape. Oh, top work, Ian. Rumours that Riaz Hussain has actually been hired to remove the long grass at Hollins Hall one clump at a time have been ever so slightly exaggerated. He's actually removing it for free. What is true, though, is that Kevin Thompson has never been known to voluntarily leave a bunker. But not as long as there's sand in it anyway.
The golf played at Worsley Park this year was a marked improvement on 2014. But don't worry, we still managed to get a lesson or two on how to play bad golf for you to enjoy.
First, a demonstration of the law of diminishing returns on the 11th. Steve Richardson manages to send his tee shot long and into the rough. Then Malcolm Glenn sends his tee shot all of 50 yards. Before finally, Jeremy Ball only manages a few feet before hitting the long grass.
And now we learn how to completely mess up a simple par 3. Mike Brown sends his tee shot on the 14th to the left and into the woods.
Then, if you listen carefully, you can hear him. He hit his ball off 3 separate trees and into the lake. Thank you, Obi-Wan Mike Brown.
From Carl Lythe, also on the 14th, we learn patience. His first shot stays in the bunker. His second shot stays in the bunker. And then he displays the forbearance of a saint when carefully exiting the sand and entering the trees. From Anthony Beeley, we learn that the lake at Worsley has reeds. And here is Stuart Hudson showing us restraint. Just about. Now to the 7th to learn several ways to mess this one up. First, it's Craig Wetherall demonstrating how to go right and short and into the water. Then, from David Sirrett, how to go straight and short and into the stream in front of the green. Then, Jake Connolly shows us the ever-popular right and long and into the woods. Before Dave Evans, who played exactly the same shot a few moments ago, demonstrates the art of chipping from the woods into the ditch at the back of the green. Oh, masterful David.
Not sure what we learnt from Matt Whitehouse here, except maybe to laugh at yourself.
And here Ron Llewellyn teaches us that practice shots are important. That's his second, his third, his fourth, his fifth, and then, after all that, this! It wasn't worth it, was it, Ron? We'll be back after the break with more of this year's top twonks.
The Perfect Gentleman's Playground. The Perfect Gentleman's Playground.
Welcome back. We're at beautiful Royal Mid Surrey, concentrating on the Trilby Tour Rogues Gallery special. And we were talking there, William, and saying that there's been a new phenomenon on tour this year.
Air shots. Incredible. The first tee's a nervous place for any Trilby Tourian, and it doesn't seem to get any easier, but air shots have come in this year. Never seen it before on the Trilby Tour. We've had 2 or 3 of them we got on camera, but this one at Bradel Priory is a humdinger.
The tricky fairways and greens at Bradel Priory make it one of the most challenging venues on the tour, but we do at least expect people to get off the first tee. Not though if your name is Spencer Sturgis. Here, Spencer earshots his ball off the first tee, then tops it, sending it a mere 12 feet. He tops it again, sending it just another few yards, before finally reaching the fairway with his 4th. Much to the delight of the assembled crowd. Bless you for that, Spencer. Bless you. Also struggling on the first tee is Matt Haddon. All he managed was this astonishingly wayward effort. And we catch up with Mr. Haddon again on the 4th to find his day isn't improving, unless he actually intended to bobble this shot across the fairway and then back again.
In nearly the same position in the same hole is Richard Gibson, who opts for sending his ball on a wee holiday in the long grass. And once in there, his ball decides it's perfectly happy staying where it is, until Richard convinces it to shift locations to a different patch of rough.
When David Rotley hit this approach to the green on the 12th, he was probably expecting it to have done better. What he wasn't expecting was the car that nearly ran his ball over. Just one entry in Who'd Be a Cameraman this week, as Sean Johnson lands one plumb on Matt's ankle.
Aidan Travers on the 16th is cool, collected, and absolutely awful.
Step aside, says Martin Hardwick, playing in the same group. I'll show you how it's done.
An excellent example of the buggy path bounce here by Christopher Lamb on the 14th, as he uses it to send his ball, well, somewhere.
To Wales in week 7 and favourite tour venue, St Pierre. Favourite simply because it always provides us with some excellent rogues entries. Here is tour regular Craig Blow Up Blackford, blowing up again by sending this approach to the 9th, past the green and into the topiary. Hedging your bets there, Mr. Blackford.
This is Matt Perry Barker on the 15th, and we don't know exactly where this mishit went, but our cameraman Matt thinks it went right in here.
Similarly, this thwack from David Albrighton on the 11th went we know not where, but it definitely went behind a very big tree.
And we can say without fear of contradiction that this Phil Davis shot on the 16th ended up right in there.
Island greens are a feature of Saint Pierre, and one thing to avoid is overhitting your shot on the 15th so that it dribbles into the lake. Isn't that right, Paul McGlinchey? When we have a player called Craig Too Good in Rogues Gallery, it would be cruel to make an obvious pun of his name. But really, Craig, that was too bad.
And here on Gibbons Beach, we find Simon Futcher avoiding hitting the sleepers and rebounding into the lake by running across the green and into the other lake.
Let's get back to blow up Blackford to witness his unique, patented, sideways method of bunker exitry.
No stranger to Rogues Gallery, Neil Haley gets used to bunker living on the 16th.
And it's that man again, David Albrighton, now on the 11th, and this time getting sandy. Neil Haley again. Oh, he loves a bunker, that lad.
And here's another of our infrequent when rogues go right shots, as new champion of Wales, Paul Llewellyn, goes through a tree, off a wall, and onto a fairway. I mean, when it's your day, it really is your day.
The Championship of Kent usually provides us with some of the best golf of the year, but Trilby Tourians at Tudor Park this year seem to enjoy flying in the face of convention. Let's start with Mark Slater and his tee shot on 17th, which, to tell the truth, we never actually saw coming down from this tree. It may still be up there. Ian Hunter's approach to the 15th green, however, did come down from this tree. Eventually.
Ian again on 17, trying to wipe out the 2014 champion of Kent, Nick Francis. Oh, jealousy can be a terrible thing. And while we don't want to look as if we're picking on him, we couldn't not show you Ian's second on the same hole. I think it's time to leave the poor man alone now.
What we like most about this shot from Sam Robinson is the exaggerated display of remorse brought on by terrible golfing skills. Here he's been nominated for an Oscar. There would be a cameraman effort here from Chris White that sadly fails to hit Ant by at least 2 feet. A shot here by Marsden Amner on the 7th that's a danger not just to cameraman, but 3 buggies, a fellow player, a golf bag and 2 spectators. Quite an effort.
You have to watch Dean Brewer carefully here on the 14th to see him almost decide to punish his ball by hitting it again while it's in the air. See, he was tempted, wasn't he?
An interesting one from Trilby regular Gareth Evans. He hits his tee shot so badly it took thorough investigation to ascertain that it hit a tree and bounced into a bucket full of practice balls on the putting green. Year 7 for the Trilby Tour at Norfolk, Sprouston Manor, and some of the golf was as reliably bad as ever. Here is renowned international football legend and Trilby Tour finalist Lee Sharp on the 16th, reduced to wrestling with thistles. With this bunker escape on 11, playoff qualifier Josh Emerton demonstrates the skill that helped him not become champion of Norfolk.
Teeing off on the 10th is Tom Going, and you've already guessed where his shot is going. That's right, going, gone. But undeterred by that shot, Tom tries a recovery, which runs across the green and is going. Yes, well, I think you've got the general idea.
Brian Kay here, trying to end his round with a flourish by escaping from the bunker, but eventually deciding he's better off finishing with some dignity intact. Sometimes, Brian, you can achieve ignominy in just 2 shots.
And finally, the 2015 Trilby Tour reached its climax with the World Championship final at the magnificent Forest of Arden. Here, we saw the very best players on the tour mess up, just like everyone else.
This, for instance, is the 2014 champ Jed Doherty trickling his way to a bunker on the 14th.
On the 15th, we find champion of Norfolk, Tom Chapman, adopting an intriguing approach to chipping onto the green.
And here's Shane Nugent, champion of Lancashire on the 16th, keeping his ball out of the rain by sending it into the lake.
The Forest of Arden, once known as a deer reserve, has now been entirely overtaken by lost golfers and their confused caddies.
Philip Dooley on the 12th green, patiently waiting for his ball to trickle slowly into the water. Accept the inevitable, Phil. It was always going in. John Tubery on the 6th shows how to locate the green, if by green you mean a far and distant, undiscovered corner of the course.
Dan shoeless Mark Hutchinson will soon be bearing his feet yet again as he goes into the lake to retrieve this one. Paul Fell qualified on the tricky greens of Bradel Priory, and this has apparently left him with a distinct aversion to going anywhere near greens ever again.
On the 6th, Lee Powell attempts to entertain the world's most bored caddy with some deliberately amusing bad play. Oh, come on, son, give us a smile for goodness sake.
The rough on the 16th just isn't rough enough for Tom Hartley, so he aims squarely for the really thick jungle. And so to the 18th, where Tom Chapman fails to hit the green, but succeeds with considerable aplomb to find the massive lake just in front of the green.
And finally, Howard Battersby takes the nuclear option to the 18th by blasting over the lake, over the green, over the rough, and ending up virtually in the clubhouse. At the end of the final, it was Seb Carmichael Brown who was crowned world champion. But at the other end of the scale, who have we decided played the worst shot of 2015? Well, to be honest, there was only ever going to be one winner, Spencer Sturgis, for this staggeringly inept series of shots at Bradel Priory. From earshot to fairway in an unprecedented 4 strokes. It was quintessential top-notch roguery. Let's go over to Spencer's home course in Northampton, where last year's Rogues winner Alan Hunt will present the new King Rogue with his trophy.
Thanks, Mac. I must say it's a pleasure to be here handing this fine trophy over that has been a curse on my golfing career for the last year and has been collecting cobwebs in my garage. So here you are, Spencer. Congratulations, and I hope it gives you the same curse as me.
Thank you very much, Alan. Hopefully my golf will improve as yours didn't. Many thanks.
Thanks, lads, and just time to remind you that the 2015 Trilby Tour isn't over yet, because we still have 2 match play events from Rockcliffe Hall to enjoy. For now, though, we'll leave you with some backstage bloopers from this year. See you next week.
My name's Derek, the Crumbler Freeman. I'm 42 years old. I play at the Brentwood Golf Club. And I forgot the last question.
Handicap.
My handicap is 12.
One job, Derek.
Oh my God.
One job.
Chris, great to see you back.
Great to be here, Will.
World champion 2012.
10, I think it was, yeah. It's a long memory.
Do that again.
The Reverend Andy Whittle, Wigan Golf Club, looking for divine intervention.
No, you've used my line.
All right, okay.
Sean, fifth time out. Sean, 5th time out on the Trilby Tour.
Yeah.
We saw your feature.
Right, try again. Name is coming handy.
Right. My name is Derek the Freeman Crumbler.
Derek the Freeman Crumbler.
William Hunt Savile Row sponsors the Trilby Tour. The perfect gentleman's playground.